So sometime in probably late July, Aaron called me and I happened to pick up and he said, you know, the bad thing might be in the news tomorrow. Do you want me to tell you or do you want to read about it in the news? And I said, well, I want you to tell me. And he said, well, I've been arrested for downloading too many academic journal articles and they want to make an example out of me. And I was like, that's it? That's the big fuss? Really? Like, this doesn't sound like a very big deal.
On July 14th, 2011, federal prosecutors indict Schwartz on 4 felony counts.
He gets indicted on the same day that like 2 people in England who are part of LulzSec get arrested and like a few other real hackers. And Aaron is just like someone who kind of looks like a hacker, enough that they can like, you know, put his head on a stake and like put it on the gates.
Aaron went to surrender and they arrested him. They then strip searched him, took away his shoelaces, took away his belt, and left him in solitary confinement.
The District of Massachusetts United States Attorney's Office released a statement saying Schwartz faces up to 35 years in prison, to be followed by 3 years of supervised release, restitution, forfeiture, and a fine of up to $1 million. He is released on $100,000 bail. The same day, the primary victim in the case, JSTOR, formally drops all charges against Schwartz and declines to pursue the case.
JSTOR, they weren't our friends, they weren't helpful or friendly to us, but they also were just kind of like, we're not part of this.
JSTOR and their parent company, Ithaca, also sidestepped requests to talk with this film. But at the time, they released a statement saying it was the government's decision whether to prosecute, not JSTOR's.
And so it's our belief that with that, the case will be over. That we should be able to get Steve Hyman to drop the case or settle it in some rational way. And the government refused.
Why?
Well, because I think they wanted to make an example out of Aaron. And they said they wanted to, the reason why they wouldn't move on requiring a felony conviction and jail time was that they wanted to use this case as a case of for deterrence. They told us that.
They told you that?
Yes.
This was going to be an example?
Yes.
He was going to be an example?
Yes. Steve Hyman said that.
Deterring who? Like, there's other people out there running around logging onto JSTOR and downloading the articles to make a political statement? I mean, who are they deterring?
It would be easier to understand the Obama administration's posture of supposedly being for deterrence if this was an administration that, for instance, prosecuted arguably the biggest economic crime that this country has seen in the last 100 years, the crimes that were committed that led to the financial crisis on Wall Street. When you start deploying the non-controversial idea of deterrence only selectively, you stop making a dispassionate analysis of lawbreaking, and you've started deciding to deploy law enforcement resources specifically on the basis of political ideology. And that's not just undemocratic, it's supposed to be un-American.
When we turn armed agents of the law on citizens trying to increase access to knowledge, we've broken the rule of law, we've desecrated the temple of justice.